Good evening, everybody. I now call to order the regular meeting of the City Council and successor agency to the Redevelopment Agency and Housing Authority meeting of Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. Now, please join me in standing for the national anthem. Tonight, we have my friend Brendan Ford, who's going to sing the national anthem, and then please remain standing and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance together.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, for Brendan Ford. Okay, now is the time for a moment of solemn expression. Today is going to be led by Pastor Christine Wallington from Seventh Day Adventist Church. Pastor Wallington, you have the floor.
Lord, we take this moment of solemn expression to remember the families of the victims from the shooting over Thanksgiving. We especially pray for the families of 30-year-old Lucas Rivera, who lost his life that day. We see the growth of outrage, hatred, violence, and anger, and we dare to turn to you in the midst of it all, to ask for your peace. We dare to be bold enough to sing songs of peace and remember a silent night on a midnight clear that changed our world forever. A night that allowed for us to continue to dare for hope, peace, joy, love, and most of all, your presence in the midst of our darkness. Help us to see the light you ignite in all of us as we remember the 20 years of service that we have enjoyed from Susan Price, who helps us see the light that you've ignited in this moment when we remember her heart for our homeless brothers and sisters. Help us to celebrate the freedoms that we enjoy and remember to be responsible with them as we seek to care for others, practice self-control, and also seek reconciliation over violence. Help us to follow your example as we seek to understand one another and remember how you cared for those that yelled, "Crucify him." As we celebrate your birth and coming down to this world, may we also remember the price you paid to be with us forever. And once again, give us hope, peace, love, and joy. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor. Okay, now, Madam Clerk, would you please do the roll call?
Councilmember Reynolds. Here. Councilmember Harlan.
Here.
Councilmember Chavez.
Here.
Councilmember Gameros.
Here.
Councilmember Harper.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Mar.
Here.
Mayor Stevens.
Here.
Thank you.
City Attorney, do you have a closed session report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No reportable action was taken in closed session. Direction was given to staff.
Excellent. Okay, so we have no presentations where we give out proclamations and things of that nature tonight. So we'll go right into public comment. Public comment, you can speak on anything you want except for items that are on the agenda. And so you get 3 minutes, and at 2 minutes, we'll give you a signal. At 3 minutes, your mic is cut off. We'll get the people in the chambers first, then we'll go to Zoom. Ms. Martin, you have the floor. Hold on one second. I gotta heat up your mic. There you go. We'll start over.
This past Saturday night, while walking to my car parked in South Coast Plaza from the Performing Arts Center, I heard and later saw the aftermath of a crash involving injury to a pedestrian. I saw the ambulance, the fire department ambulance, sirens blazing, travel south on Bristol, crossing Bristol. All of the pedestrians who were with me, some 20 people, had to go around 2 police cars and 2 parked cars to get to the corner of the sidewalk. I read a day later on Sunday, the exact same thing happened at exact same location. Bristol needs a 4th crosswalk. The northern leg of Bristol and Town Center Drive is missing. I'm reading from Walkable City Rules by Jeff Speck, Part 15. Quote, intersections are at the heart of street safety. Their design and management is literally a matter of life and death. Proper crosswalks are essential. And rule number 73, the title is Make Great Crosswalks. The city accepted a local road safety plan evaluation about a year ago, and the professionals who scoped out our hardscape here in Costa Mesa indicated that the city needs 4 legs of crosswalks in major intersections. My house is around 3 blocks away from Fair and Harbor. There is a missing northern leg there. There's a missing northern leg on Adams and Mesa Verde Drive East, which is so close to 2 elementary schools. Bristol and Town Center Drive is just the beginning if the city does not take notice and put in crosswalks all over town. Thank you.
Thank you. Before you go, Mr. Vukovic, I've got a question for Brenda, or Ms. Green, Madam Clerk. So when we do the oath of office, is there a point in the oath of office item where the public can speak? Yes. Okay, good. Public comment at that. Okay, good. All right, that's my only question. You may speak.
In lieu of knowing that information, I'll just say what I was going to say now, as well as a policy point. But congrats on the reelection of all members on the council. It's really a remarkable thing, and truly, it was. I mean, your campaigns were quite important to your reelection, but it's really even more important the time you spent on the dais, the time you spent as a council member, the relationships you've built, the work you've done within the community was really the success and the key to your reelection. So congratulations on that. But I think it's a remarkable thing that we have right now a council who cares about housing and a council who cares about affordable housing and dealing with the housing crisis that we have in Costa Mesa and in California, and having Measure K passed in Costa Mesa. I mean, it's truly a mandate from the voters to deal with the issue of affordable housing in Costa Mesa. And so, I just wanted to acknowledge that it's really time to deal with our affordable housing crisis. It's time to deal with our languishing streets like Newport Boulevard and Harbor Boulevard, areas that need love. And I'm excited to see what you all are going to be doing about it next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Nick Annis, Chief of Staff to Supervisor Foley, also District 2 resident in Costa Mesa. I wanted to briefly speak to consent agenda item number 9. Our office had the opportunity last month to meet with your wonderful Public Works Director, Raja, and your city manager, along with our county CEO, CFO, and budget team to explore investment opportunities in the city of Costa Mesa with American Rescue Plan Act dollars. And we were able to identify 2 one-time projects that we'll be able to, presuming support this evening, allocate this year. The first is Lions Park Cafe in District 5, which is part of the original plan for Lions Park, but now will be able to come to fruition with the $1.2 million investment. We think that'll be a good opportunity for long-term, a good long-term return on investment for the community. You know, these dollars are fleeting, and we're looking to projects that are long-term. We're envisioning a 50-50 revenue share with a concession with some kind of vendor that will help with the maintenance and some of those items. The second is a $2 million investment for Costa Mesa Skate Park expansion at Tewinkle Park, which we're excited to be able to provide. So again, I want to thank you for working together and thank you for the opportunity. Congratulations, Mayor, council members, on being able to continue to serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi, and I have a slideshow
Okay.
for Matt Garcia. Oh, great. Good evening, City Council members and Mayor. My name is Matt Garcia, President of Harbor Restoring Society. Congratulations to those who won re-election, and thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I would like to take a few minutes to provide a brief update on what HSS has been up to this year. So next slide. We supported, continue to support Imaginology early in the year. Next slide. Very important to us to value the stakeholders, all the different stakeholders in the community, and help with restoration events. We continue to promote the restoration events. There's another one this Saturday at Fairview Park. I forgot to update the full slide, so we participated past July. Sorry about that. Next slide. We've gotten very engaged with some of the local high schools at Costa Mesa and Estancia. Next slide. Participating in design reviews, as well as helping facilitate their engineering lab, getting their Haas CNC machines up and running over the summer. Next slide. At the end of the school year, we were working with the Estancia educator, Mr. Riza. We facilitated 2 summer internships for Jared and Paul, who are now freshmen at Cal Poly Pomona and Embry-Riddle in Prescott. So happy to have been a positive part of their education and getting them started on their way. Next slide. Over the summer, we also organized a summer teacher externship for Costa Mesa High School educator Racine Cross. Spent the day at one of the local Orange County aerospace companies, engaging with industry to better facilitate her students' success. Next slide. We participated in the Scarecrow Festival in October. It was a great event. Had a lot of interaction with the community. Next slide. We had multiple build and fly days at the park. A lot of community outreach, trying to spark the curiosity of Costa Mesa's youth. Next slide. Just last Wednesday, at the end of November, we participated in the VitalLink Student Leadership Summit, primarily a event aimed at high school students, give them interaction with industry and access to advisors. Next slide. We continued to work on creating some curriculum for the community. Next slide. And we'd just like to say thank you. We're excited to be a part of the Costa Mesa community since 1964. Thank you to all our members and supporters for a great 2022. We look forward to working with the city to get the flying field reopened soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to share here. My name is R.P. Bekmezian. I'm a member of the Orange County Bee Association. I also am a physician working at Hogue. We are here hoping that the city will make it legal and easy for backyard hobbyists to keep and raise bees. Raising bees is safe and wonderful for the environment. The association, the Orange County Bee Association, has been working with the city on this already, and we're here interested in the status update. Many cities have made raising bees legal. This includes Irvine, Laguna Beach, Laguna Hills, San Francisco, where I recently moved from, and we're happy to share more information, but we'd really like the city to consider this.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm with her.
Okay.
My name's Wendy Moore. I've been a resident of Costa Mesa for almost 35 years. About a year ago, I retired after many years with a large company with colleagues all across the country. And almost every day for months, people were like, "What are you going to do when you retire?" And I'd say, "I don't know, I'm going to save the bees." And lo and behold, the time came, I retired, and I'm like, I think I better try and walk the walk. So I'm really super happy. It's kind of opportune that I see so many young people here today, because I can tell you that what I've learned in the almost year since I joined the Orange County Beekeepers Association, it's so vitally important. I hope we can make this happen. I have an email out over a month ago to the proper department within the city that oversees that. I did get a response back that you were aware of it, that somebody was working on it, and you'd get back to me when there was more to tell. I also would like to hear, we'd like to get a status update on what's going on with that. These are backyard hobbyists. They are not large commercial honey manufacturers. I did, because I knew so little about it, they did say, come and work at the fair, the Orange County Fair, and sell honey. You don't have to know anything, and boy, I did not. And so the stuff I learned there and the people that come are amazing and fascinating and hardworking and dedicated to saving the bees. And they do it for fun. And I can tell you it's a lot of work. And let us know if you need any questions. And to everybody here, our meetings are the first Tuesday of every month. It so happened RP and I were able to come this evening because we had a holiday gathering on Saturday. And so, but otherwise we're going to start coming back every first or every council meeting that doesn't interfere. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, I don't see anybody else that wants to come up in the chambers. Do we have anybody on Zoom, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have a couple. The first one is call-in user 1.
Call-in user 1, you have the floor. Call-in user 1.
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, we can hear you, yes.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I can't see. I was calling in regards to the tennis RFP. Back in September, Mayor, you approved it with Councilman Harper in a unanimous vote, and that the RFP was going to be turned around in a week or two with the edits that you asked for. And we're now December 6th, and I've sent a couple emails and to all 9 of you plus additional 12 people, and no one's answered any of the emails. When I sent send an email or speak to Mr. Minter, it is like I'm on Phil on Groundhog Day. I just keep getting the same answer. It'll be that Friday, that Lori has it, that finance has it. And we really, now it's going to be top seed getting another extension, and now we're at a full year. And really just want to know, where is the RFP and when is it going to be presented for everybody to make a bid on it? And I just ask if somebody could please respond or get back and update us on where it's at.
Okay,
Or
thank you.
update me.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, the next speaker is call-in user 3.
Call-in user 3, you have the floor. Call-in user 3.
Congratulations to this council in dreaming up the divisive, deceptive Measure K that allowed developers to buy the election with their tens of thousands of dollars of donation and rip this city in half. The 22 votes that passed this measure was certainly no mandate, and it allowed this measure to pass, and were bought by basically $6,000 a vote. That was what each of those 22 votes would have cost through the developer money. The residents who opposed yes on K fought $150,000 developer money, plus all of the tens of thousands of funds the unions flooded in on this measure, and we gave it a damn good fight. Further, in this anomaly of this election, Measure K received 1,311 more total votes than even the mayor's race. Let me repeat that. 1,311 voters did not vote for the mayor, but did vote on Measure K. Congratulations that you set the bar so low that this city has a big for sale sign on its back. Have a checkbook. Costa Mesa is your place. Maybe now the residents will pay attention to this council that has sold out Costa Mesa through lies, mistruths, and renters, don't hold your breath on promises of rent relief. The vulnerable were the real victims in K. 60-plus pot shops are coming around the corner, 12,000-plus units with limited affordability, with 33,000 more people, with no infrastructure planning, water, no sewer planning, traffic, public safety. Why are you so proud? Your council with little vision took the easy way out, political expediency at its best. Congratulations to the council and condolences to all the Costa Mesa residents.
No further speakers, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we'll close public comment then. On that note, so now's the time for council members to make their comments and committee reports and suggestions. And the first up is Councilmember Reynolds from District 5.
I can only do this once a year, so I'm doing this. Okay. First of all, I'd love it if you all come back every council meeting and applaud us as we walk into the room. That would be fantastic. There we go. It was a nice way to start a meeting. I want to say that one of my best food experiences of all time was fresh honey and fresh honeycomb. So for those bee people out there, I'm fully in support. The comment about the need for safety on our streets, of course, if you've been to any council meeting before, you know that that's a high priority. Coincidentally, where's Ms. Martin? Coincidentally, I have the book too, so please trust that we are working on this, and I'm really excited about continuing all of the work in 2023 with the help of our fantastic staff and community members. 2023 is going to be a really exciting year. We've got a lot of work in progress, a great team assembled to continue that work. I'm super excited about continuing our efforts on safe streets. We've got a lot coming down in terms of parks and park access, a lot of really great visioning ahead to help with the housing challenges in the city and revitalizing corridors that we've all have really nice visions for. continuing to engage with the people of Costa Mesa, and I'm really excited for further collaboration with our schools as well. So there's a huge amount of opportunity in 2023 that I'm really looking forward to. I have a long list, which I know is making our staff's legs tremble. I'm not going to bring that up tonight. I just want to celebrate the closing of 2022 and just express gratitude for all of the hard work that our staff, our council puts into this city, that our staff puts into right alongside us, helping us execute on the goals we have. And to the members of our community who share with us ideas in many forms and fashion, but share with us the needs of the city and work with us to implement those dreams. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you. Now from District 4, Councilmember Manuel Chavez.
I guess the clapping continues. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 3 quick thank yous. Thank you, everyone, for coming here today and watching Democracy in Action, particularly those students that are here today. Y'all lucked out. Y'all chose a great meeting to come to. It's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, and very patriotic. So thank you for being here today. Second of all, I want to thank our County Supervisor, Christina Foley, and Chief of Staff, Nick Annis, for showing us today the great beauty of having friends in high places. We have wanted to have a cafe at Lions Park. That was part of the entire visioning process. And thanks to her contribution with the County of Orange, we're going to have that vision be fully realized. That park has been transformative, and this is just one more piece of that transformative process. Furthermore, as we all know, within Costa Mesa, we're in dire need of a skate park. And while unfortunately we can't get one yet in our part of town, we can at least know that our current one is going to get expanded due to these grants. So again, thank you so much to our county team. And finally, quick shout out to fire department. This last Sunday, my mom was walking on Victoria Street where she saw a car literally on fire, and it was our brave firefighters that helped us save the day. So thanks again so much for keeping us safe. Thank you all for being here today, and please enjoy the show. Thanks.
Thank you. Next up from District 2, Councilmember Lauren Gameros.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here this evening. It really does mean a lot to see the support from the community. When I decided to take this on, my sole purpose was to support this community, and to see the return really means a lot. I do want to thank our staff for working really hard this year. I know we've had a lot of goals that we wanted to achieve, and we've gone a long way. And I just want to say that I personally have a long list of things that I want to work on. My top priority for next year is going to be to try and provide jobs for people so that we can afford to live in Costa Mesa, where I grew up and where a lot of you grew up, because I would never want to see anyone who grew up in the city not be able to afford to live here. So once again, thank you for everyone who showed up, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Harlan from District 6 is up next.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to share some of that gratitude as well. I first want to thank everybody who actually ran for election this year. Whether you won or lost, it is a very difficult decision to make. It is a very difficult exercise to undertake. All of us up here know that. And importantly, you can't do it by yourself. You have to have a team, friends, family. And for those who did get elected up here, to your loved ones, we'll have you back in 2 to 4 years, hopefully in one piece. And you know, I haven't fully digested everything from this election, and in particular with regard to Measure K. The only thing I want to say about that at the moment is that elections are inherently about choices. And I'm very pleased to see that, no disrespect, Mr. Mayor, that more people voted on that measure than for the mayor's race.
Yeah, but I got more votes than Measure K.
Yes. I'll concede that point. But what it does tell me is that the people of Costa Mesa care deeply about our community, and housing is a primary concern. We've been hearing that for years now, and I think this just confirms that. So that's all I have tonight.
Thanks. Excellent. Next is from District 3, Mayor Pro Tem Andrea Marr.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I totally agree.
He's gone.
Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. We're joking about the clapping because sometimes our meetings tend to be a little bit rough in here, so it's nice to have a happy, positive meeting going into the holidays. I'm not going to show the same restraint as some of my colleagues. I do actually want to list a few of the things that I hope to accomplish next year. Apologize in advance to staff here, but I think number one, and I'm glad Ms. Martin brought this up, is making streets friendlier to pedestrians and strollers and bikes, wheelchairs and scooters and all of the modes of transportation that are non-vehicular that we use around here. It's been a priority for this council for a while, but continuing to double down on that. We've made so much progress, and we're so close to making some really big things happen. So I'm very excited to continue with that mission next year. I want to take a look at building codes so that we can actually better embrace sustainability in this city and get off fossil fuels. Next year is going to be a big deal with the solar decathlon coming to town. It's a chance to take another look at how we're building new construction, especially in light of Measure K passing. I want to better help folks navigate the resources that we have and identify the ones that we don't, but maybe we should have. Santa Ana, for example, runs an immigration assistance program. Food assistance is something that's come up a couple of times over the last couple of years. So I want to double down on those things. I want to make it easier for small businesses to navigate the planning and permitting processes, and frankly, for all of us to spend a little bit less time kind of navigating City Hall itself. And so to the extent that we can make our systems more efficient, we're already working on that with putting more things online. There's going to be some new software rolling out that helps everyone navigate a little bit easier the things at City Hall. But to the extent that we can make it easier for folks to engage with what we have going on here, I think that's a big deal. That's really important. I don't know if we're going to also talk a little bit later, but I do want to thank everyone who participated in politics in the last couple of months, right? I mean, if you knocked on a door, I don't care who you knocked on a door for. If you knocked on a door, if you volunteered, if you were part of our democratic process, you are important. And that's a huge chunk of what it means to be a democracy, what it means to be American. But the next part is continuing to participate. It's showing up at city council meetings like this. It's volunteering on our committees and our commissions. It's showing up when you don't like something that's going on in your street and making sure you're telling us about it. And it's sending us an email when something good did happen, right? When you were saved by a firefighter, when you had a positive engagement with somebody at City Hall. So democracy doesn't just stop on November 8th, it continues, and I would just encourage all of you to continue being involved. We need you, we need your voices in order for us to be the best city we can be. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, I want to make sure that everybody knows that you're invited to join us after the meeting. There at the community room. We have a little reception. There'll be some food. Sadly, non-alcoholic champagne, but you can't have it all, I guess. There's other parties, post parties for the alcoholic champagne. Okay, so the other thing is fun stuff, and I get to talk when we do the oath, I get to talk about the election and my thank yous and my perspective on that, and trust me, I will. We have Snoopy House coming up. Snoopy House, let's see, it's the 6th, so we're 10 days from Snoopy House. If you look outside, it's all happening, it's being constructed, and if you want to come and see a very special Santa Claus, let's just say, he will be there on the 20th and the 21st. A role the mayor was born to play. So come see Santa Claus on the 20th and the 21st. Thank you. I think this is the right time to thank, as Councilmember Chavez did, our county supervisor. It's great that she got reelected, is it not? It's great. Our former mayor, District 5 Supervisor Katrina Foley, who got right to work for our city and brought home $3.2 million for the cafe at the library, and also the expansion of the skate park, which is going to be very beneficial to us. That's in our consent calendar, so if it's not pulled, this is the time for me to mention that. It would be great, and I don't want to put the city manager on the spot. If you need to do more research, that's cool, but at some point in time to get an update on the tennis center RFP and where we are with gliders at Fairview Park. Those are things that we voted on some time ago, and it would be good to hear what the status is. And then finally, And sadly, unfortunately, we do this. We adjourn meetings for people who have died since the last meeting, and tragically, retired Costa Mesa Police Department Captain Les Gogarty died on Thursday, November 10th, 2022. He began as a police officer in May of 1985, promoted to sergeant in 95, and in 99 he promoted to lieutenant. During those years, he supervised patrol officers, detectives, and the Professional Standards Bureau, which is a really important position at the Costa Mesa Police Department. In 2007, Les promoted to captain and at various times commanded both field operations and support services division. He retired after 29 years of service in April of 2014. So he was also a great guy. I mean, I happen to know him when I ran as a candidate before I was elected. He sat down with me for like 2 hours and explained everything I needed to know about the police department. And I've forgotten most of what he said, but boy, to sit down and listen to a guy that really knows his stuff was something. So we're going to miss Les, and we'll adjourn the meeting in his honor. So that's all I have to say for now, but I have more to say later. City manager report, Ms. Farrell Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. So great to see such a large crowd tonight. Very exciting evening tonight. We're really glad to bring all the items that are on the agenda to you this evening, Council. And I just wanted to, on behalf of all of the employees of the city, our executive team, from every single city facility, we just wanted to congratulate you on your successful run for office again. It has been an incredible pleasure working with all of you. I can say personally, and I have mentioned this to you before, and I've probably mentioned it in public forums, I've been in government for 30 years now, and I have worked for the city of New York, the state of New York, the city of Long Beach, Huntington Beach, even little old city of Lomita. And I can just share that you're just an incredible council. You're honestly the best council that I've ever worked with in my whole career. You really are. You really are. And so your dedication to all the stakeholders in many situations as staff, we deal with city council members that are, really committed to doing what's best for the community, but maybe not so much dealing with the day-to-day issues that employees have to deal with. Just kind of leaving that more to staff, but it's hard to, get anything done without your support. That's not you. You're outward focused. You focus on the community. You're committed to community outreach, us being responsive, but you're also responsive to the needs that employees have to do a good job for you and for the citizens that we serve. And it's just not something that you run into all of the time in your career. And you're all very incredibly intelligent. You read all of the material, which means we really have to get it together and always know what we're talking about, and bringing you really smart, thoughtful work, which is very affirming because this is our passion. And so I'm just happy to have more time with you to achieve the goals that you've set out for us. I'm really excited for the future. And so on behalf of all of the employees of the city, just congratulations. And we're really happy to be working with you on more incredible things, because you're just a real pleasure to work with. You really are. And so I also wanted to mention just a couple of updates. Mayor, I'll discuss the two that you mentioned. On the tennis center RFP, I accept full responsibility for that here. We did have a lot of feedback at the last meeting. We've had several rounds of internal discussions to make sure that we are incorporating all the comments that you had, all of the goals that you wanted to make sure that were included. I had a couple of conversations with some of you as well offline about different elements of the proposal that we wanted to have strengthened, just to be able to have comparables in all of the different responses. And so I met with the finance team yesterday. We finished the final details, and it will be out hopefully by tomorrow, close of business, at a minimum by the end of this week. And so it's a big project for us. We haven't done this in 20 years. We want to get it right. We don't want to have to come back multiple times to ask you for direction. And so I'm hoping that with this submittal, we'll get some phenomenal responses. We'll have a bidders conference where we'll invite people in to ask questions. We'll answer all the questions at the same time. Our purchasing manager, Kathleen Serrano, is phenomenal. She's very closely involved, along with Jason Minter, Carol Molina, our finance director, and myself. And so we're looking forward to getting that out. Thank you for so much interest, and really looking forward to getting some exciting proposals that we can share with you and bring those recommendations back to you. Regarding the gliders, I know that Jason Minter, our Director of Parks and Community Services, did have, I believe, a meeting at Fairview Park, I think it was last week, just to look at different locations for the gliders. And so I believe that we're waiting for a proposal or a layout so that we can get the precise parameters and narrow down the location. And so that's the information that I have from Parks and Community Services. Jason, is that fair? Okay. And so hopefully that will be coming to closure very soon. And then last but not least, we will have a new website coming. We're very excited about this. We are going to be redesigning our website, and hopefully by next month with some key analytics, great information, best practices that are being employed by government websites nationwide. And the new site will be clean and easy to navigate, much easier for the public, also much more ADA responsive. And so great things happening in Costa Mesa. Just really happy to be here tonight and to celebrate this great occasion and to approve these incredible items on the agenda. Nick, thank you for your work. And of course, thank you to Supervisor Foley for $3 million in funding for city projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much. City Attorney report, Ms. Barlow.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too would like to say that I can't say what Lorianne said because I represent a bunch of other cities.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Okay, I will if you promise to bleep this part out when you replay it. You are really, truly an amazing council, and honestly, the very best, the very smartest, the most caring collectively of any council I've ever worked for. And I don't ever feel like I work for you. I always feel like I work with you. And you make that really easy and wonderful. And I really, really appreciate it. And it's good that you take my advice. I want to wish everybody a great holiday. I'm very sorry to hear about Les. He was a wonderful, wonderful man. And I worked with him for years. And it's very sad news indeed. And I just want to say I'm really, really happy that we will be able to move forward and get some affordable housing built in this city. So that's all I have tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. She said it. You heard it. Okay. So we have one new business item today, but it's a doozy. Madam Clerk, would you please read the title? What's that? Oh, consent. No. Listen, I'm going by my script. We have one new business item today. It comes before the consent calendar.
Thank you. Tonight we have the certification of the general municipal election and the city council reorganization. Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. The City of Costa Mesa held a general municipal election on November 8th, 2022, as required by law. The mayor's seat and 3 council member seats were on the ballot, and 1 measure was placed on the ballot. For the mayor's seat, the individual receiving the most votes was John Stevens. For District 3, the individual receiving the most votes was Andrea Marr. For District 4, the individual receiving the most votes was Manuel Chavez. Woo! And for District 5, the individual receiving the most votes was Arliss Reynolds.
All right.
Okay. A majority of the voters voting on Measure K did vote in favor of it, and the measure is carried.
Yay.
Right, staff's recommendation is to adopt the resolution approving the final certification of the election. Following the certification, we will proceed with the administration of the oath of office for the newly elected mayor and council members and the city council reorganization by election of the mayor pro tem. This concludes my report, and I'm available to answer any questions. Thank you.
Excellent report. Council, do you have any questions of our Madam Clerk? No? Okay. No? Okay, so now we're going to open up to public comment. So now it's when you guys, if you want to comment on the election, if you choose to do so, you can comment. And then we'll do the swearing in after that. Yes. Trustee
Murphy-elect.
Hello.
The Murphy family just wants to congratulate you. Trustee-elect Murphy from Newport Mesa wants to congratulate you. And we just had a lot of fun campaigning for you, and we're so happy and thrilled to have such an amazing council to represent us and to move our work forward. So thank you. And now I have to take them home because they're hungry.
All right.
Oh, and I just want to say congratulations to my mom for winning for school board area 2.
No, the feeling's mutual, Michelle. Yes.
Hi, I'm Mary. And I'm Dinah Frieden. And we just want to congratulate you. And we have been working with Manny for a long time, and we are so happy you won again.
Congratulations to all of you, and especially Manuel Chavez. You are awesome.
All right. Anybody else in the chambers that wishes to speak? Anyone on Zoom?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, wait. Do we have somebody else in the chambers? All right.
Hello.
You have the floor, sir.
Good evening. Honorable Mayor and City Council of meeting. My name of this city. My name is Ilya Tseglin. Unfortunately, I cannot bring good news. I have to bring news that at least very important to save life of my son, who is in Santa Ana group home, next to the used to be Fairview Development Center, or I would say more shortly, is Fairview Development Center was closed by the public, but it was placed very the same as Germany Nazi camp. My son was kidnapped 3 times from my caring family by the police and social services on the basis of manufacture false accusation of mafia boss, director of regional center, Larry Landauer, for personal profiteering from the public funding, and he has about 20,000 slaves that altogether with family, it's about 100,000 people who he used for personal profiteering, his and bribing officials, judges, police, public defender, and many, many other who, I don't know if I have time to speak, but I last time remind you, nobody did not try to find me or talk to me. And you guys was put on this place by the people choice. And you have to work for people, not for the mafia.
Thank you. So now I'll entertain a motion on the resolution. We'll close public comment. Is there anybody, did I already ask this already? Nobody on Zoom? Oh, we're going to have, so we have a last minute person. All right, I'll let you slide.
I want to say congratulations to every single one that win. And I know you're such a good job. You're working so hard. Everybody was working so hard. It was my pleasure help you guys, knock the doors, talking about you. And that's what we need to do, working all together for the great city. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we'll close public comment. Right?
Yes.
Got it. Close public comment. I'll entertain a motion on the resolution. The motion is made by Councilmember Harlan, seconded by Councilmember Chavez. Councilmember Harlan, do you wish to speak to your motion?
No, let's get to it.
Okay, so nothing about this. You want to speak to the second?
Democracy is beautiful. Let's
All
go.
right, excellent. Let's call for the question. Okay, so
Motion carries 6-0.
before we go to the oath of office, some of you may be wondering, Councilmember Harper was at our closed session, fully participated, but he got ill, so he wasn't able to make it to the open session. So he's not with us. But the people are here to have their oaths taken, so that's the next step, right? Okay, so where do we go for that?
Mr. Mayor, if you would please join me.
Okay. All right. Is this on? Got it? I got it. I will. This way? Okay. I, John Stevens, do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Thank you.
All right. Councilmember Chavez, please.
I, Manuel Chavez, do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Thank you.
right. Councilmember Marr, would you please join us down here? And then I'd like to invite Mr. Bobby McDonald to administer the oath of office to Councilmember Marr.
I, Andrea Marr, do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to invite Councilmember Reynolds, please. And then we'd like to invite Mr. Mike Reynolds to administer the oath of office.
Please raise your right hand.
Oops, jumping your hand up.
I state your name.
I, Arliss Reynolds,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter. Thank you. Okay. Good job.
Hello. While we have our photographer here, we'd like to get a group shot. And then also, if you'd like any photographs with your family members or anything like that, we can do that now at this time.
Right now? Okay.
Yeah. First, let's do a group shot. And then if you want to do some individual photos with family or something, you can do that.
Group shot with everybody.
Oh, here, yes. Oh, that's right, I did get to
What am I signing?
All right. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
All right.
All right, thank you, everybody. And we'd like to remind,
I don't know. Do it at the end. So,
yeah, we're going to resume the meeting. Thank you, everybody, and we'd like to remind you there is
All right.
a reception afterwards.
Okay. Hey, everybody, order. Nick, Bobby. Order. Don't make me use it. Everybody, please. So just the rest of we did the oath of office. We certified the election, did the resolution. Now we're going to hear from the newly elected council members. So that would be me, Councilmember Chavez, Councilmember Reynolds, and Councilmember Marr. And then we will pick a mayor pro tem, and then we do our consent calendar. The new council does the consent calendar after that. So then the next step is just to hear a few words. You know, I use that few words from a politician, but anyhow, let's just do it alphabetically by last name, starting with Councilmember Mr. Unopposed, Councilmember Manuel Chavez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And again, thank you everyone for joining us today. First of all, it's an honor to be reelected once again, especially unanimously by District 4. It's crazy to think about that because let's take a step back and look at the history of Costa Mesa the last 6 years. In 2016, the city of Costa Mesa put on the ballot a measure to go to district elections because for the longest time in our city's history, in fact, never in our city's history, do we have a Latino or Latina on city council. In 2018, 4 years ago when I first ran, unbeknownst at the time, I would become one of the first Latinos on city council. And that was a change election. That was an election where 3 members on this dais, myself, Pro Tem Mar, Councilwoman Reynolds, all got elected on the banks of change. And in my district, in the heart of West Costa Mesa, the issue was a lack of representation for so long. What have we done since then? Let me show you a bit of things that we've accomplished with the help of staff. First and foremost, we completed, minus the cafe, the Lions Park project. The Lions Park project was something that was really dear to the heart of West Side Costa Mesa. There's an entire generation of students and young Costa Mesans, including my sister, who never had the chance to play at Lions Park because it's under construction. But now when we look at that campus, not only have a beautiful library and a beautiful park, but the hope is back. The hope of our children being an investment in our future. We fixed a lot of things that were targeting renters, like the fact that they couldn't get a permit parking system, despite being an abundance of parking in my district. So this council, with the help of staff, reorganized the permit system. So not only is it more equitable, but anyone can get access to those permits. We worked together to pass a community workforce agreement that would mean that our high school students in Costa Mesa High School who don't go to a 4-year college or a 2-year college have the opportunity to not only get paid a living wage working on projects, but building projects in their own city of Costa Mesa. That's a beautiful thing. We focus a lot on safety measures. Meyer Street in my district, next to the DMV, now has 2 roundabouts and bullards. And people may complain about it, but at the end of the day, the fact matter is it slows cars down and keeps us safe. On the very same street, Save Our Youth now has an MOU with the city of Costa Mesa that allows them to use city facilities so that those underprivileged youth have the opportunity to really get the full potential of Costa Mesa. And dear to my heart, this council did something unprecedented. We actually focused on renters, and when the pandemic hit and times got tough afterwards, we still did a large amount of rental assistance so that even our most vulnerable residents, those that rent, will have a place to stay here in Costa Mesa. That's what that election was about. And what we see now, 4 years later, is all these changes we did are in fact the new normal. For the first time in, I think, over 30 years in Costa Mesa, the council has not changed. That tells me something. That tells me that the city of Costa Mesa thinks this change should be the status quo. This is an election of stability. So as we reflect on that tonight, I can't think but wonder what comes next. I know in my district, District 4, we look forward to expanding Shalimar Park and Kitchen-Libel Park. So the kids in my district, District 4, the most park-poor district, have a bit more open space. I look forward to fighting to create a brand new park on the corner of Pomona and Victoria, because we know that there's never enough green space for our children. I look forward to building more housing. Thankfully, with Measure K passing, we now have the ability to really lower folks' rents by building more housing and creating more competition, because we all know as renters how difficult it is to be in this great city when every few months you get a rent increase. And more importantly, I look forward to using my persona to advocate for the youth of Costa Mesa, to advocate for the renters of Costa Mesa, and specifically advocate for the Latin community in Costa Mesa. So to all you today, I say thank you. Thank you for trusting me to be here today. But more importantly, thanking the city of Costa Mesa for making me the person I am today. I'm an amalgamation of this city. I am the products of our parks. I am the products of Donald Duncan Library. I am the product of our school district. I am Costa Mesa, and I'm happy to serve Costa Mesa. So thank you to everyone being here today. Thank you for the city for trusting me, and I look forward to seeing what more good we could do going forward. Thank you.
My mic is off, but you could hear me. Councilmember Andrea Marr from District 3.
I don't know how I follow that. Holy moly.
You want our list to go?
Yeah, make our list go.
No, it's alphabetical.
No, you know what? I spoke a little bit about the election earlier and the importance of democracy, so I won't belabor that point. I just want to say thank you. I think the thing that struck me most about this election was that it was based in communication. It was based in us going and having very challenging, lengthy conversations about what Measure K would do. It was based on trying to get past, frankly, some of the lies that were being told. It was based on having conversations with every single person about my values, about the values of this council, and the values that we think are important in order to create change in the city. And we couldn't do that unless we were talking to each other. We couldn't do that unless folks were willing to listen. And we couldn't do that unless we continued having these very challenging conversations in our public forums. We can only do that if we have the will to continue engaging in civil discourse, if we're actually able to have these conversations, if we're actually able to have open forums for conversation. And so I would just encourage all of us to continue creating those spaces where you're willing to listen, where you're willing to learn, where you're willing to engage, so that we can maybe hear opposing viewpoints and come to the right conclusion. You don't always have to agree with me, but at least recognize that I'm coming from a place of honesty and of wanting to make the city as good as it can be. So I think that played out in this last election. I think the truth won in the end. And I just thank all of you who participated in the process.
Thank you. Councilmember Reynolds.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't have a speech prepared. I really wanted to say a lot of thank yous. Thank you to my family, Mom, Dad, Mike, Allie, Oren, Ronan, he's watching a soccer game, Bo, and Joe. Thank you all for your support through 4 years of being at this dais and through the election. Thank you to all of the community members who encouraged me to run the first time, encouraged me to run a second time, and walked with me and talked with me and engaged throughout the election and through the work. One of the first things I learned when I was elected the first time was to get anything moving forward, you need a combination of three things, right? A three-legged stool. You need the political will, you need an excellent staff working with you, and you need the community with you. You need the community support, and that's something that we've been building on a lot of really important issues going forward. My Safe Streets people, thank you for all of the work. We've made great progress. We've got a long way to go, but we've really got a lot of momentum going. You've heard a lot of housing conversation here. I'm really excited about where we can go with that because we know how important affordable housing is for everything else in this community. We talk a lot about parks. Again, we've got thank you, Senator Dave Min. Thank you, Supervisor Foley. Thank you, Assemblywoman Cata Petro-Norris, for giving us a lot of money to execute on those park dreams. So we have a really bright future ahead, and I'm so excited to be able to continue serving at the dais to execute on that future. I'm so proud to be representing Costa Mesa and to be representing the west side of Costa Mesa. One thing that I've also really focused on is trying to engage people in government. I think one of the most important things that we can do here is make sure that our government is approachable and welcoming. And I think one of the most powerful things about this council is that we do look like Costa Mesa, whether it's age or race or gender, we're a mix, and we represent Costa Mesa. And it's so important to me that everyone can see themselves in our government, whether it's here at the dais, people who are serving on our commissions and committees. So I'm always trying to get people involved. If you're inspired by anything you've heard here or have other ideas about what you want us to be working on, please do engage with the city, because that's what we are. The city is the people of Costa Mesa. It's an honor for me to represent West Side because I, like Manuel Chavez, I am a product of the West Side. I'm a graduate of Pomona Elementary, go Panthers. A graduate of Victoria Elementary, go Voyagers. I won't sing the song. I'm a graduate of Tewinkle Middle School, go Trojans, and a graduate of Estancia High School. And it was important for me to give my brother the honor of his life to swear me in today so that people could see so that people could also see, two Estancia graduates here participating as a family, as community members in the city government of Costa Mesa. So thank you to my family, to our community members. Thank you for giving me this honor, and thank you for working with me and with us as a city on many, many important issues going forward.
All right. Well, I didn't write anything down, but Manuel Chavez got halfway through his speech, and I said I better write a speech. So no, thank you to my family. My sister Ann and my brother-in-law Don came all the way from Bakersfield, California. Let's hear it for Bakersfield. My daughter Olivia is here. She's right in the third row there. Wave Olivia to everybody. My son Tommy, and of course my patient and loving and long-suffering wife Amy is there. They came all the way from Capella Court. And I've got two other children that couldn't make it, Nate and Carolyn. Nate's sick, and Carolyn is in law school doing her finals at UCLA. So anyway, give them a round of applause. This is a historic election. I'm not sure if you're all aware of this, but in the history of Costa Mesa, so this is the 70th year. We're not going to go over budget on a huge party. Don't worry about that. It's the 70th year of the city of Costa Mesa. The city of Costa Mesa was incorporated in 1953. And in the last 70 years, there's been only one time that the entire council was the same after the election. So the council was the same coming into this meeting and going out of this meeting. That happened one other time in 1982, exactly 40 years ago. And people on that council were names like Norma Herzog, who we named our community center after, Arlene Schaefer, who still continues to serve our community on the Planning Commission, Don Hall, Ed McFarland, and the fifth guy, I never can remember his name, but there were five back then, and so this is really quite something. And it's not just that, and it's not just historical. Hey, we did it or whatever. Thank you to the voters who voted us on. But this is a great group. I mean, everybody has said it, and I can say it. It's such an honor to be the mayor or just be a part of this group. Compassion, intelligence, dedication, just love for the city, They said, why does somebody vote for somebody to be on the city council or as the mayor? Because they know they love the city, and we do for sure. We have a great staff. City manager is terrific. Let's give it up for our city manager, Lorianne Farrell Harrison. All of the directors do just tremendous work. We have a transformative police chief in Ron Lawrence, who's done wonders in the police department. Our fire department is such a strong department that for I think 8 positions, we had over 100 people interview for those positions, not just apply, interview for those positions. That's a strong department. Our budget is balanced. Our reserves are strong. We are the best city in the state of California. We are the best city in the state of California. But we're greedy. We're greedy. We're the best city of the state of California, but there's always room for improvement. There shouldn't be anybody homeless in the city of Costa Mesa. We're way too rich for that. Like I say, our department heads, our city manager, every employee works so hard, but we would be blowing a great opportunity if we didn't double down and work really hard over the next 2 years to have reach goals like eliminating homelessness, minimizing or eliminating street fatalities, things like that. Bringing real housing into the city, thanks to Measure K. And thank you, by the way, to everybody who voted for Measure K, everybody who advocated for it. Thank you, because it's a great opportunity for the city to do something about that important issue, housing. Poverty, there's too much poverty in this city. And Councilmember Gameros hit on that earlier, that we need to have excellent jobs so people can afford to live and work and play in this city. We have great parks. We need better parks. We need to be greedy to make this not only the best city, but the best city that's improving all the time. And that's what we're going to do. We have an opportunity here, not only as a historic election and a great city city council and a terrific transformative staff and leadership and employees, but think about this. We have Katrina Foley, a member of our community, former mayor, who's our supervisor. We have Dave Min, who was mentioned earlier, who's our senator, who we have great relationships with. Cotty Petrie Norris, who's our assembly member. And now Katie Porter, who's our Congress member. So at the city, state, and federal and county level, we have allies and friends that can help this city and can take this next 2 years and springboard us into the future so that people will always remember this council, what we did, and what this staff did. Forever, 40 years from now, they'll be naming stuff after Manuel Chavez. Anyway, I'm going to use this term, and I'm going to use it not to compare myself to John F. Kennedy, and not to compare myself certainly to King Arthur, right? But it's Camelot in Costa Mesa, ladies and gentlemen. It's Camelot. And we have a lot of work to do. But it's the perfect time to do it. And there's never been a better time in the great city of Costa Mesa. Thank you. Okay.
Mayor?
Yes.
I just wanted to chime in very quickly to just say, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention, thank you for highlighting the efforts of staff, but I really, really wanted to just give a shout out to Jennifer Lee and Scott Drapkin, Kim Barlow, Alma Reyes for their work on Measure K, especially. There was a Herculean effort, and we couldn't have had the results that we did without their hard work and dedication, along with the ad hoc chaired by Councilmember Marr, and of course with Councilmember Harlan and also Councilmember Reynolds. But thank you for just the opportunity to work on incredible projects and programs. And we know that it was a close call, and we know that there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. But thank you so much, and just thank you to the staff. Jennifer, you're amazing. Thank you. That's 2 ballot measures back to back. And so cannabis in this one, you did a great job. You're a gem. We're really lucky to have you. Scott, thank you so much. Kim, you're amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about Raja? Raja, yeah, you got to mention, now we got to go all the way down. So Raja, thank you for all you do at Public Works. Jason Minter, what would be without you without Parks? And Steve Ely, who's transforming our IT. And if we're going to talk about people that are responsible for Measure K, he's looking right at me, Cassius Rutherford. You need a... Cassius deserves a lot of credit for Measure K. He really does. Anyway, a lot of people contributed, but he contributed a lot. Okay, now we're going to, next is, right, to pick a mayor pro tem. Okay, so can we just do that?
Yes, now it would be the time for you to accept nominations for Mayor Pro Tem.
All right, I'll accept nominations. I'll nominate Jeff Harlan.
Second.
Any other nominations? Okay, can we call for the question? Oh, wait. No, let's not call for the question. I did it so I can speak to the motion, right? Okay, so I want to speak to the motion. I just want to say that I nominated Jeff Harlan. I'll talk about him in a second, but I want to talk about what absolutely unbelievable job of the Mayor Pro Tem Andrea Marr did for the last 2 years. When I got appointed, you know, it was during the pandemic and we were doing Zoom meetings and you know, the thing about Andrea is she always had my back. That's such a hard job because I'm so apt to make mistakes and I'm so apt to do things that, you know, get things wrong and almost hand the wrong, you know, proclamation to the wrong person. And Andrea always made sure that I was on point. Whenever she ran meetings, took over numerous times in events, she was just an awesome Mayor Pro Tem. I couldn't have ever asked for a better Mayor Pro Tem. So Andrea. So you might say, well, then in that case, why did you nominate Jeff? So it's like, what's so great about that guy? So no, but Jeff Harlan has been one of my best friends for 10 years. When I ran for the first time in 2012, he was writing for the Daily Pilot. He was covering me for his column, and so we became very good friends. We've been friends ever since. We do a lot of stuff together outside of council. We're both attorneys. We go back and forth sometimes with our cases and our issues professionally. But more importantly, in terms of his service to the city of Costa Mesa, he's a very, very wise, we call him the sage of the east side of Costa Mesa. He's a very wise council member. We all rely on his wisdom and his advice. And so he will be a terrific Mayor Pro Tem. And so I'm happy to nominate him as well. So anyway, do we just call for the question? Mm-hmm. Unless you want to talk about the second. Okay.
Councilmember Harlan, you can vote for yourself. Motion carries 6-0.
All right, Jeff, do you want to say something?
I don't know.
You don't have to.
You sold me on that job. No, honestly, I appreciate everyone's trust and confidence in me. As the mayor said, Councilmember Marr, Mayor Pro Tem Marr, established a very high standard for this role. Even Mayor Stevens, who previously was the Mayor Pro Tem, was very capable in that role for Mayor Foley. So I look forward to kind of continuing that effort. And as Mayor Stevens said, we have a lot of work to do. And I know that this is a very committed and dedicated group that is not going to give up on anything. So I look forward to being part of that.
All right, thank you. Okay, so now that the new council will do the consent calendar. And then before we do the consent calendar, we're going to do the consent calendar. But remember what I said earlier, there's a ton of food. It's back there. So just go back there and help yourself. Okay, so consent calendar.
Mr. Mayor, I have no request to pull any items.
Nothing to pull any items. Okay, and then we do have, I have to recuse myself from the warrants, which I think are number 3. No, wait. Yeah, the warrants. And Councilmember Gameros has to recuse from number 3 as well. Correct. Mine is for a campaign donor who's getting a payment. And Councilmember Gameros, what's yours for?
So I'm going to abstain because my wife works for Priceless Pets and we do have a contract with them.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, so let's call for the question. Oh, sorry. It's motion by Councilmember Chavez, seconded by Councilmember Marr.
Motion carries 6-0.
All right. That's all the business that we have. But as I said earlier, we're adjourning the meeting in memory and honor of former Costa Mesa Police Department, Captain Les Gogarty, a really great guy, and we will miss him. We're adjourned.